Hey guys, welcome back. It's your boy Salami, and what you see on the tin is what you get. This is the PC version of Need for Speed Underground 2 and how to install it. So first off, we're going to need to download some files. So Internet Archive has a version of Underground 2 that has been remixed, and because the game is currently unavailable for purchase, it's kind of like abandonware, so I don't feel bad for downloading this. But if you have any problems, then just don't worry about it. But anyway, I'll have all the links below in the description. Anyway, so you're going to want to download the zip version of this to get started. And it will take quite a while to download, I found, even with our internet at home. So just be prepared to wait about an hour or so to download it. And then once you've downloaded that, you're going to want to go to this website here, which I'll also put in the link in the description below. And this is for the widescreen, so you can play this at the Steam Deck's native resolution instead of having it at a 4:9, with borders. This is definitely worth getting downloaded because it looks nicer. The big question is for you is if you care enough to do this, or if you're just going to use the emulated GameCube version, which on Dolphin, which is meant to be quite good. Maybe after this, if people care, I can do a comparison between the PS2 and the GameCube version. So next up, once you've downloaded both of those things, you're going to have them in your downloads folder. So you want to head over into your downloads folder on your Steam Deck desktop. I'm just removing these because that's going to happen later. So anyway, what you want to do is you're going to unzip the Need for Speed Underground zip, and you're going to get that folder on your left there. So just so you're aware how to do it, and then you just unzip it into your downloads folder, and you're going to get this folder. From here, you're going to go to the setup, and you're going to want to add this to Steam. Now, they've changed the way that you add games to Steam. It used to just auto-edit when you did that, but now you've got to browse for that file and then add it manually. So you just got to go back to your downloads and add the setup.exe to your Steam library. Now, once that's done, you're going to want to install it. So you're going to go down to your Steam and your library. And I've just got it ascending from recent. And so because it's a recent thing that I've put on, it should be top of the pile for you. Now you're going to want to make sure that it's set to compatibility mode, and in Proton Experimental, as standard does not work. And then once you've done that, you can go play, and this will start the installation process. It looks a little bit broken when you do it this way, but it works, I promise. Now you're going to get this screen. What you want to do is to move it around just to make sure you're locked onto it. Now your mouse isn't going to work when you click onto it, so you have to hold the Steam key and then use your right trackpad to move the mouse. And then you've got to go to the keyboard and then make sure you push up on the pad, which is by holding the left trigger and then pushing up. You just rewind the video if you're not sure. Now when you go to the installation, you want to make sure it's in your correct Steam directory for downloading, because if it's somewhere else, when you go to put in your mod for the screen, it's really hard to find. So you want to make sure yours looks like this, and it's under the Z, and then it's under your home, and then your deck, and then just make sure you follow along, and then it's in Steam, and then under common, make sure it's where your other Steam games are. So make sure you've got other games installed, and then you can always get back there, because that will be a thing. And then installation will happen. This doesn't take very long at all. It takes maybe 2 minutes, if that. And once that's done, we are good to go. Well, we get in there. But yeah, if you have any issues doing this, please tell me in the comments below, or just rewind and just watch me slowly click through what I'm doing. But you have to do this from the screen. Don't do it from within game mode. It won't work. And then you'll get taken to their website, and usually you have to click a thing saying I'm not a robot, but because I've already done it, it's not popping up. And you can just close that. You can then delete the setup.exe. You don't need that anymore. You can remove that from your collection. Next up is your speed2.exe. But before that, you need to go to that directory where you've installed it. Now, normally if you right click on it, it won't take you there. You need to do it through one of your other games on Steam, okay? So once you get to your Steam apps and then your common, you'll find the underground where you've installed it and all the files in here, okay? So you need to have this open so you can copy and paste it in the widescreen support, okay? And you also want to add the speed to exe to Steam. So that's what I'm doing here. And you can just copy paste that line into the browse here so it's easier to do. You could also just add that exe to the desktop and do it that way, but I did it this way. So it's up to you. As long as you get that exe added into your Steam library, you'll be in a good spot. And then once you've done that, you can go back to your downloads, unzip the widescreen fix, which is what I do here, and you'll notice I do it, but nothing appears. And if you get this issue, just click onto another tab, and then click back, and it will the files will show up. I'm not sure why it didn't do that. See here, I'm a bit confused. I'm like, why are these files not here? So what you need to do is, I'm like, see, it's like they're here, but I'm like, I can't see them. I'm not sure why. And I thought I'd leave this in here because because it just makes it seem more realistic and that things don't always go to plan when you think they are. And so I'm just like sitting here going like, where are these? I can't see the file for widescreen. And I'm like, okay, I'll try and figure this out. And then boom, there they are. I clicked off it and then I clicked back and they were there. I was like, okay, that's weird. So you have a scripts folder in that DLL. Now you can just cut those and you have some stuff in there. I was just to show you, you can copy paste these or cut them. And then you need to go back and see I've closed that page which had that thing. So what I do is I just use my Dark Souls 3 here, because if you use the Speed 2 exe, nothing happens. So you just need to use a proper Steam game and then go to files and it comes straight up. And then you can just go back to common and go back to your Need for Speed Underground 2. Then you can paste that file in here. And because I've already done it, it's just telling me to do it. So I just overwrite this just so you guys see that I'm actually doing it again. And then we're kind of getting through the hard stuff here. Now that that's done, you need to go into that scripts folder, which I'm looking for here. I'm like, where is it? And I'm like, there it is. So you need to go into there, and you need to go in the INI file. And why you need to go in there is you need to set the resolution. So as you can see here, I've got it a bit, the file, like the page is too small. It's easy if you make it a bit wider like that, just so it looks correct. Now see where it has your first two lines here? What you want to change these to is 1280 by 800 on the second line, and that's the screen resolution of the Steam Deck. Now of course you could double or triple this to get some higher resolutions, but I'm just doing it at base, just so I get a lock 60, but you could definitely go higher if you wanted. Make sure you click save, and then once you've done that, you can close out of there, you can close out of this, and we're done. Speed 2 should be all ready to go. Again, you need to make sure you go into here, and the next thing is that's on Proton and Experimental, and I'll put this in the description, is you need to have that launch option added into Steam, because if you don't have that there, the widescreen fix won't activate. That took me a while to figure out, so that'll be also in the description. You can copy and paste that into the Steam when you go to do it. Now you need to go to your library and non-Steam, and you'll find your Speed 2 exe. Double check to make sure that you've got both of those changes in there for experimental and for launch option. Make sure that is in there, because if it's not your launch, you won't get widescreen. That's a big one. And then push play. and this should load up without a problem. Ta-da! Here we go. Easy fix. Now I have no sound here because I did not want to get done for copyright for the music, so I'm sorry about that. But you can be assured that the music works just fine, and she rocks. I have made a controller scheme here. Just search up King Salami Need Underground 2, and you should see my controller scheme. And you might not see it here, but when you're in free roam in the campaign, it will say up to push for a race, but don't just push A. But apart from that, you can go into the settings and turn everything up to max like I have here. And you can see I've got the frame rate counter up the top left. I just go into a quick race here, and then later on in the video I actually do go into the campaign. I'm like looking through these and I realize they're locked, so I'll just jump into a race here, and you'll see some Need for Speed Underground 2 on Steam Deck, and it looks really good. This version of Underground 2 comes with reshade, but I can't get it to work for the life of me. You can just ignore it, and if you want to fiddle with it, go for it, and let me know if you get reshade working on Steam Deck. I kind of gave up, but it's there for you if you want to use it. There you go, look at that. We're off. We're playing Need for Speed Underground 2 again, boys. We're back to 2004, where it all began. And as you can see, it looks really good for a game of this age. I'm really impressed with the outcome, but it is definitely a lot of work. But if you have any more suggestions for games you want to see running on the deck, just let me know, and we'll sort something out. And I just want to say thanks again and have a good night, and we'll see you in the next one. Catch you guys.